Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Authenticity. Today, I will be playing your fabulous aunt, Litch. I'm joined by the equally fabulous.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Candlestick, and today I'm not single wielding. I'm not dual wielding. I'm going to be triple wielding my characters. I'm going to be playing Cassie, Trebleclef, Crystal, Everlight, and their mother, Iridiana. I can talk. I swear. Iridiana. Trebleclef, knee, Everlight. Got there in the end.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. It is a peaceful, calm, soothing day in Toontown Harbor. And then it's not, as a figure jumps off a boat, nearly takes off a couple of dock workers, goes sorry, and takes off at a full run down the wharf. The observant passerby will see a vaguely feminine warforged figure in sort of disheveled wizard's robes, carrying several like carpet bag suitcases. They're the Mary Poppins ones, and there's several. Her she's got an umbrella sort of like jammed in between her head and her shoulder. She's got like a coat sort of slipping off the other shoulder. Yes, it is a lovely day in Toontown, and Litch is a horrible wizard.
You know who she reminds me of? Just she reminds me of Dr. Olivia Octavius from Into the Spider-Verse. Like she's got those vibes.
Yes, that's it. She would even have the glasses if she needed glasses. um, so yes, this rainbowy, strangely disheveled robot bolts down the wharf, stops, looks left, looks right, and goes, "I don't know where my aunt or where my niece lives," and darts off in any sort of direction.
All right. Well. Um. So you're on the docks, and like obviously there's a lot of like busyness, you know, workers, fishmongers, that sort of thing. And and then there's like um uh Lich is not exactly a small figure and is probably bumping into a bunch of things. So, one of the things that she accidentally bumps into is a stall full of fish and knocks a whole bunch of the produce on the ground, which immediately gets grabbed by one of the many stray cats that is often found in this area, and this brings back memories of the time that Iridiana tried to sneak a stray cat into your lab once.
And the scene shifts. Um, and we see a room that matches the robot. Um, there are piles of books, papers that are dangerously close to slipping off into candles, large stained glass windows. You think this might have been like a converted church space? Um, and in like the very center of the room is this strange like chalkboard thing on the floor where um a much younger Lich is on her hands and knees, scrawling a magic circle in chalk. Um, and I don't know exactly what you have in mind, but I think you need to roll stealth and I need to roll a perception.
Yep. I am also, I think, going to roll an animal handling. Stealth first,
All
though.
right, stealth first. Okay, it's not bad. I say with the oh my. Okay. Well,
Uh, well,
just barely does not make it.
yeah, so maybe it makes sense since the second one was the animal handling. So she's doing a pretty good job of keeping the cat calm, probably down the front of her. Like she's probably got like it's probably a little bit suspicious because this is on in the Evershore Isles and she's wearing a jacket and the jacket is zipped all the way up to the top and she's got her arms around it.
Oh my god.
As she's like trying to tiptoe past and she's just every now and then going no shh, it's okay. Like that's probably what's giving her away.
1 second, ironically, my cat needs to be let in. Hello, baby. You have wonderful timing. The criminal has arrived. Many criminals have arrived in many spaces. Um, I think that uh, you know that thing where an adult is like, "Oh no, I don't see you. Who sees something?" We're just going to let the small child step closer, closer, get well into the door. Then they go. So, are you going to introduce us?
Stop. Look. Big smile. Hi, Auntie. Uh, what do you mean?
Hello, darling. Well, let's see them.
Just a sigh, and then the jacket gets unzipped, and there's a very mangy-looking cat. That's like she like pulls it out, and you just like the like hanging between her hands kind of thing.
Oh my goodness, what an absolutely charming dog.
It's a cat, Auntie.
Oh, I see. Ah, yes, you can tell from the look in its eyes. Um, I have a few questions.
I didn't steal it.
Good girl. Why is it here?
Cause he looked hungry.
I see, I see. And you thought it needed an education.
Well, maybe it wasn't a smart idea to bring him here. But, couldn't take him home.
That's true. Well, let's see. I am almost certain that there is fish somewhere in this room. This is a good and a bad thing, because if there's fish, then perhaps it will want to eat it. Um, but also, I don't know what sort of state the fish is in. Do you want to help me look?
Yeah, her face brightens, and, is she gonna go... Is she gonna put the cat down, or is she gonna be smart enough to, like, keep a hold of it? Hold on, let me roll. Find out. Nope, she's keeping a hold of it. It is tucked
Nice.
under one arm, and it's just like, wow, as it gets put there. And, yep, she's helping you search.
I want you to know that when you made the cat noise, my IRL cat came over like, excuse me, what's going on? Um, and yes, I think that this calls for some investigations.
Yeah, sounds good.
Investigation is TFC. This is not.
You know what? I actually want to use my physical dice just because I don't. I like using my physical dice. Despite the fact that Dice Pastor is being very nice to me at the moment. Yeah. I mean, looks like my physical dice are also being nice to me at the moment, so...
Ooh, what'd you get?
Not as good as Litch, but still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They can probably smell it.
Yeah. It's actually I think Iridiana finds fish, quote unquote, first. There are several stained glass fish that are sort of, quote, swimming in the air among the rafters of this very large room. And they're just sort of chilling. There's some mechanical stained glass fish. Um, there's a bubble maker in their mouth that releases bubbles every so often. Um, and you're like, wow, the ultimate snack. Um, and then from the other side of the room, Litch pops up from the maze of detritus and goes, "Good news! I found the mini fridge."
Yeah. She just sees like this child looking at the ceiling, going, "Oh, that is so cool."
Would you
uh,
like to pet them?
yeah, it's just this like big grin and yeah.
Would you like to roll animal handling?
Sure, I shall do that. Give me one moment. I've just been pulling up cat stats because I'm wondering if the cat has noticed the fish.
Mm. I'm going to say that the fish that Litch has pulled out of this comically small mini fridge um, is the size and appearance of like red snapper, but it's purple.
Oh, cool.
It's like an Evershore fish. Don't worry about it. Um, so yeah, the cat probably smells that. It's being put on a plate that is far too large, far too small.
Yeah, well, that animal handling didn't go as well.
Mm, mm. You hold out a hand, and one of the fish, sort of this glittering stained glass blue fish, comes down and sort of swims around your head. For a second, you're like, "Oh, so cool." And then it bumps into your head, and it backs up, and it bumps into your head, and it backs up, and this continues.
It's just this, like, like, just this sort of like put out expression, and she's just like, uh, Auntie, I think the fish is broken.
Oh, not again. And she comes over, and she picks you up and swings you on her shoulders, depositing the cat with another hand, um, and grabs the fish out of the air, twists it upside down, um, and just sort of like gives it a few good kunk 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 with the flat of her metal palm. Turns it upright, and it swims off in a wobbly circle. Sorry, dear. They're work in progress. I'm
As
afraid not all automatons can be as fabulous as I am. But we have this, and they hold out the purple snapper.
yeah, I think Iridiana's gonna grin and be like, "No one could be as cool as you," and then she's
Oh
gonna hand
well.
the fish off to the cat, um, and like probably like ask something along the lines of like, because she isn't she's pretty smart even for a kid, uh something along the lines of perhaps the signal, the closed loop signal is on a delay that hasn't or something like that. Maybe that's worth checking or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, they're just like, well, the problem is that they run on daydreams, and daydreams are not the most reliable power source. I might switch them to electricity.
I mean, yeah, maybe not as reliable, but Daydreams is very much cooler.
I I think that unless there's something else that you want from the scene, we leave on them talking shop about these funky should not exist fish. While the cat, which it does become a staple of this laboratory, jabs down on its snapper.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like Anna's like already named it something like furball or something like that.
Mm. Within a matter of days, that name's been upgraded to Furball the Fantabulous.
Yeah, FF for short.
FF. And yeah, it's we flash back to a much older, maybe slightly less playful Litch, watching a stray cat scamper off, and she just goes, "Hmm. Well, some things never change." And ignores the shopkeeper. For the most part, they can listen. These things happen. And bolts off again.
Yeah, just see my fish.
My cabbages. Um, and I think she's almost gets to a full tilt when her shoulder clips someone else, this sort of younger, looks like a half storm giant sailor. Just oh my goodness, oh, you're missing half your face, and they go um, and she just keeps going before they can say anything else. Um, and like we flash back to a museum trip that had some Poon skeletons on display, and Litch has taken Iridiana with her because schooling and education, and also look at these cool fucking bones. Um, and probably a few years later, probably this is an Iridiana who is not necessarily old, but a later stage of life than smuggling cats.
Yeah, she's probably like maybe getting close to finishing school or something like that. So uh you want to say less rebellious, but this is Anna, and she never really got less rebellious. She just got better at being rebellious and not being so obvious with it.
More productive.
Yeah, exactly. So and was this was a field trip to the mainland, or was this still on Evershore?
Um, I'm going to say it was a field trip to the mainland. This was a congratulations, you survived your schooling trip. Yeah, Litch would want to go all out.
Yeah, then in that case you have like an extremely excited like 17-year-old, like should not be, like she's acting way more childish than she should be, because she's just like look, and the colors are different, and what's it like living without like magic everywhere and just eyes everywhere.
Hmm. Um, I think that we open on a call of Viviana, darling, the child leash is demeaning for the both of us.
Right, sorry auntie, but you have to see this. Look how cool it is. It's huge.
Ooh, that is cool. Look at that. Look at the skeleton. I feel like they're standing in front of um the obligatory T-Rex skeleton in the atrium.
It's like the um the
Sorry.
the like I are you okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone went down the wrong pipe.
That's valid. I hope you're alright. Um, but my brain isn't working very well on like a technical level, but just going she's probably like reading off the plaque about this creature lived this time ago, and it was a predator of such and it has such and such number of bones in its body, and just like
Mm,
reading that off with like a little commentary here and there through it.
mm, yeah. And Litch honestly is just like probably been here before, probably has done the same thing to all of these plaques. But she's just like, oh, that's fascinating. Um, but also a little bit like that thing would win in a fight against a dragon, or do you think the dragon would win?
Hmm. Dragons are smarter, and they've got the power.
No, you think so? What
Mm-hmm.
if this thing could shoot lasers out of its eyes? I'm not saying it could, but what if?
Hmm. Lasers would give it a better chance, but I still think the dragon would win.
I think the dragon too. Now, I do have a question for you. You are finally escaping the enforced imprisonment of education. What do you want to do next, dear?
I don't know, actually. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. I didn't mind studying. But I don't know if I wanna be stuck inside all the time studying. No offense, your lab's great, and I love your work, but I don't know if
Hmm.
it's for me.
Well, that's understandable. I do have a proposition, though.
Yeah.
Well, I want to preface this by saying that anyone who expects people your age to know what they want to do with their lives is either an idiot or evil. Probably both. So, whatever you decide to do, put it on hold for just a few years and come adventuring with me. I happen to be I love FF as much as you do, bless his very old, decrepit soul. But it's getting a little stuffy in there, and I need to do some spring cleaning, and I want to put it off for a while. So I was going to, go around the block a few times, visit a continent or two, just see what sort of trouble we can stir up. And perhaps along the way you'll find something that speaks to you.
She's just looking at you like with stars in her eyes, like, really?
Sound fun?
Yes!
Then yes, really. But I have one condition.
Uh, okay.
You are the one who has have to tell your mother.
Uh, do I have to?
She scares me.
Can we just not, like, leave her a letter after we've already left the Isles?
No, that is cruel and unusual.
Fine. Yeah, I can tell her.
We won't be leaving until you graduate, and you'll be 18. So there's nothing she can do to keep you there. But if I talk to her, there's going to be shouting. And you know FF hates when I shout.
Yeah. Uh, the next few months are going to be a pain when she knows, but it's only a few months, I suppose. And then adventure!
Believe me, disapproving mothers are the least of the things we'll find. And she gestures up at the skeleton.
Hey, Litch, you think we could fight a dragon?
Oh, I think that they wouldn't stand a chance. Especially if we have lasers coming out of our eyes.
Yes! We need to invent something that'll help us with that.
Sounds like you found your thesis. I love these two so much.
Me too. They're great. Oh, I love that Litch enables her so much.
It's just an echo chamber of what if we did that? What if we did that?
It's just that, what's the stupidest, most absurd idea? Aha, yeah, that is stupid and absurd. What if we actually did it? What if we actually did it?
They're so pure. I love. Um, and we leave the sunlit room of the museum behind, and we return to the sunny day, Toontown Harbor. And Litch has left this hapless half giant behind, is booking it, just booking it.
Oh, fantastic.
Cat update. Cat update. My cat is laying on his back and looking cute. This is a trap.
Oh, yes, that was a very good cat update. So
I'm so sorry. I interrupted twice now.
Nah, you're all good. It was a good cat update. I'm glad you interrupted with that. So, I'm just trying to think of what another one a good next thing would be. All right, I think I got one. Uh, so, I think as Litch is continuing down this road and forgotten all about uh, the large half their face missing person that she bumped into, and is continuing to look around to get some sort of idea of direction and where to go next, and um, spots a couple over in a cafe, and uh, one of them has just shown up with a bunch of flowers for the other, and this
Aww.
reminds and then the second one is just sort of like blushing and covering their face and just like, stop, you're embarrassing me, we're in public. And their partner's just like, I know, that's why I did it. um
I wiggle.
and this reminds Lich of the first time Anna brought Dorian back to meet Lich, her favorite auntie, and he was incredibly nervous.
Mm. And I think that I think that, would you say this is during their time traveling?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that we zoom in on like almost like a Romani like caravan sort of deal, like a covered wagon, a couple of mechanical horses, uh, pretending to graze hitched up to it. And we
That's
zoom
totally
in on one
cool.
of the windows and go in, and Dorian is sitting on one overstepped sofa in this very cramped space, just full of things. And Litch is doing kind of an intimidating thing where she holds an empty teacup and pretends to take a sip and goes, just
uh
waiting, letting him sweat.
yep, and he's got like this like smile on his face that is getting more and more forced by the second. He's just like, oh god, is this where I die?
Maybe, who knows? Um, but eventually she'll go, so, you're Dorian.
Yes, ma'am.
I've heard quite a lot about you.
You have? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot about you, Anna. Anna
Oh, I'm sure.
tells she likes you a lot, and so I want you to like me too, hopefully, and not to die, honestly. But yeah.
Mm. Well, I do like Anna quite a bit. She's just amazing. She's the best niece anyone could ask for. And I'm glad that you like her. I really am. You seem like a very nice young man. Seem very oh, what's the word? You seem not threatening. A very good quality in a person. I'm sure you'll agree.
I would like to think so. I
Mm.
I like to be personable. It gets you a
Mm-hmm.
lot further than not being personable.
Well, I agree. And I'm very pleased that you like Iridiana so much. She deserves a partner. She deserves someone who will support her, encourage her endeavors, love her as she is. And I've often thought to myself that if she, had the misfortune of picking someone who did not do all these things, well, there's a reason they call me Litch. And she said so that the sunlight sort of catches the rainbowish gleam of one of her eye socket things. Um, it feels very much like she's peering into your soul, Dorian.
There's a yeah, definitely that intimidation. I'm actually gonna roll him a deception, see how well he's hiding it. Um oh, okay. Well, I mean, pretty well. He's hiding it
Could
pretty
I
well.
roll an insight?
Go for it.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Can I? Oh, yeah, I could beat that. Nah.
Not quite, not quite. I mean, I feel like that's high enough that she can tell that it's that he is a little unsettled, but probably can't get the extent that he's unsettled. Like
Hmm.
yeah, and
I
but
think like in Litch brain, she just goes, "Oh, his chutzpah."
yo yo.
Um, and then like that moment sort of passes, and she goes, "So tell me about yourself. I've heard quite a bit, but it's always good to get your sources from the source, isn't it? Now I heard that you," and like she'll sort of lead him into a little bit of his life story.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably gonna like rub the back of his neck and go, "Well, I don't know if there's much to tell about me that's interesting. I am a traveler. I go from place to place. I play music. I want to explore and see the world. I really love that Anna loves exploring as much as I do, and the way that she lights up when she gets passionate about talking about the places she wants to go and the places she's been. But that's right. We're talking about me, not Anna. Uh, yeah.
I mean, you can talk about whatever you like.
uh, well, I mean, I could talk about Anna all day. She's amazing and way more interesting than I am. But I want to see more of the world, and I want to see more of it with her.
Good. I thought as much. That's why I'm giving you this wagon.
Wait, what?
Well, you're not going to rough it. Believe me, Iridiana is tough. But she does get a little bit when she doesn't sleep well.
Mm,
She's been through a few scrapes, and she sort of wraps the ceiling affectionately. But she'll take care of you. Just like I'm sure you'll take care of Iridiana.
I'm sure if I answered with anything other than absolutely 100%, you would murder me on the spot, so of course.
Oh, you're a smart one. Very good. Question: where's Iridiana during this?
I don't know. I think maybe Litch had been like, Iridiana, why don't you go get us some, like, from, uh, down by the stream or something like that, so that we can make a cup of tea or something, like, just to get her out so that she could grill Dorian, and so then the wagon um door like slams over, and I'm like, I'm back! Nobody's dead, right?
No one who wasn't dead at the beginning.
Ah, good. I was not sure. Please don't kill Dory.
Oh my darling, I am so offended. I have never been so insulted in all of my. Anyways, and I think that oh, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, the entire time Litch is, like, saying this, is just Anna's just got this look on her face, like, I know you, and I know that you wouldn't, like, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't do it if you thought he was good and stuff, but I also know you would have absolutely 100% no qualms about doing it if you didn't like him, and I actually really like him, so don't pull this on me.
Mm. And I think as she starts to step into the wagon, Litch actually steps out and sort of catches her in the doorway and leans in and goes, "I like him. Good choice." Um, and then I think that she pulls a carpet bag from the roof, and she tosses the keys. I guess no, it would have keys for the door. To Iridiana and goes, "Well, you know where to find me."
Yeah, I think she's gonna give
And then,
Litch a hug
hmm?
and, I'm gonna miss you, Auntie.
No, you won't, because I'll be right here whenever you need me for anything, from adventure in arms to a gossip to a hug whenever you need it.
Good.
And she turns and she hugs this girl, this young woman who she's basically raised and who's raised her in a way, and just holds her and looks at how much older she is compared to when they first met.
Oh, that's so soft. I feel like that's an excellent point for the scene to fade back um, to the present, just like the memory of that hug.
God damn it, I'm sad now.
I know, me too.
Breaking news. Local D&Ders make themselves sad.
Yeah, we
It
did this
sucks.
to ourselves because we knew how the story was gonna end.
Mm, man. Anyways, we fade off on that hug, and we return to um Litch, staring at this couple, and she kind of goes, "Well, better they not think about the fact that those flies are going to die in 3 days." But anyways, um, and darts off.
I love Litch so much.
And I think she's gotten into the city proper, and she's zigzagging down alleyways, jumping over fences. Her dex isn't great, so I think that she does a heroic jump and then lands like and skids on like her front, and then her legs fall, and she just like ugh, and gets up and keeps going.
I was wondering if she like jump a fence but doesn't make it all the way over the fence, and so the fence breaks under her.
Yes. Just gonna mend that. Just gonna mend that. It's got mending. It's fine, everybody. Um, and I think that like she has to dart around. Oh God, it's the building where you go to get your paint or your ink sample so that
Yep. The
you know the
Inkwell
one. It's a medical building.
ECCR, the Inkwell Color Registry.
Yes. Um, and like I think that she sees that and she's like, ah, good to know where that is. Um, and we flash back to um another hospital, and another time when she was running, because she is late to something that only happens once or twice in a lifetime, and she's going to kill a bitch if she doesn't get there right now. Because Iridiana is having a baby, and she chose to do so when Litch was on a different continent, so it's been a little bit of a commute.
Yeah. I will say just like for like it probably wasn't a bit of a commute um because they're in Ghibli at the moment. So she had to cross like not only the continent but also some of the Inkwell continent as well, which thank God the Inkwell continent has the ability to like fast travel even if she isn't a Toon. Like I'm sure Toon transport can get you somewhere fast if you need it, but still.
I feel like this particular montage is just her running through different things, going, God, fucking, that, um, like zooming past like a farm, an igloo, a city block, um, like the inside of a volcano, um, and she's basically doing the same thing she's doing now, but like multinationally.
Just punch a hole through a mountain.
Yes. I'm sorry. My brain caught up with the things that we have been saying, and it's just like that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
Good to know that we are bringing at least a little bit of humor to this game.
But yes, after much toil, some bloodshed, much carnage, um, she arrives at the hospital and like zooms past the front desk, skids to a halt, walk, 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 signs in, and then zooms off.
I'm sorry, but the first thing that came to mind for me was the receptionist being like, there's a horse loose in the hospital. Sorry.
Oh boy, I'm good.
Sorry.
I am fantastic. Man, I got like fruit punch up my nose.
I probably should have warned you before I said something so you weren't drinking.
What, making a joke in Toonkind D&D? How dare you? Uh,
So Litch has
but yes.
made it to the hospital and has somehow managed to find the right.
Mm-hmm. And like I think she's about to kick it open when she stops and she realizes she's in the recovery ward for the fucking maternity ward. Yeah. And just stop knocking.
And yeah, there's a come in.
And then she bursts open the door and goes, Iridiana, darling! Oh my goodness.
Oh, so yeah, there's Anna, in bed, looking tired, but also like really, really happy. And Dorian's there as well, obviously, and looks up and gives a small wave, and then is probably gonna like get up to, you know, I'm gonna go get some snacks or something, you know, give you guys some alone time. And in Anna's arms is a little stained glass baby who looks very cranky.
Mm. And I think normally, like, at this point, Litch would, like, tease Dorian for not, greeting her as family. Because, like, at this point, Dorian's family. But she just sort of walks over in a daze, and sits on the side of the bed because chair will probably just crumble. Goes, well, I always knew you'd create life sooner or later. Look at her. What's her name, dear?
Auntie, this is Crystal. Crystal, this is your Auntie Litch. She's the best aunt you'll ever have.
Well,
And the baby just
hello there.
stares at you, like, with big eyes, but, like, with that very, very serious expression.
Litch stares back. I love her to bits. I
she,
love this baby so much.
she's great. Would you like to hold her?
Oh, you'll have to show me how.
Of course, yeah, I got shown by the nurses, so, yeah, you put, this arm under here, and then this hand supports the head, and, there
Oh,
you,
like this?
yeah, you got it, there you go.
Oh, oh, she's so little. Little Crystal. Oh, you can already tell, can't you? She's going to be just like you. She's going to change the world, aren't you, dear?
Yeah, she is going to be a handful, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
This is payback, I swear, for what I put my parents through.
They deserved every bit.
They did. I don't regret it.
Mm. And which very carefully, like, very gently holds her great niece because, oh my god, so fucking little. Um, and she kind of sighs and goes, well, I suppose I'd better stay a little bit closer to home these days. I'm not what I used to be. My bones are getting old, my dear. I'm pretty sure I have bones.
I'll take your word
Well,
for it. But,
mm,
you made it pretty good time. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting it, you for another couple of days. Maybe we shouldn't, uh, travel quite so far apart without updates. Especially not
mm.
when we should have seen this one coming.
Yes, that was on me. Mea culpa. But yes, and you'll need a babysitter, especially one that doesn't properly sleep.
Yes. Had not thought about that. Oh god, a babysitter is gonna be. Oh, yes. Thank Crunkle that you're here to help me out with that because. Whew,
Hmm. You're going to be just fine, dear. Really, you just created a person, just like a whole ass toon right there. You created that, like all of it. No one else. Well, maybe Dorian a little.
Gotta give
You
him
can
some
do
credit,
anything.
or he'll complain.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing, my love, that could ever stop you. You are. I don't tell you how proud I am of you enough. I just don't.
Yeah, it's nice to hear it. You're probably the only one who is proud of what I'm doing. But,
No, no, no.
yours is the only opinion I care about.
Well, and I think she very carefully hands the baby back. She goes, "Look at that little dear. She's going to be proud of you, too."
I hope so.
And Litch stands and gives them both a very, very careful kiss on Crystal's forehead, and then kind of a clank on the top of Iridiana's head, which hurts a little bit, but it's love, so it's fine. Um, I think she like sits for a while and goes, you know, why don't I just go make sure that Dorian is handling those snacks all right? Not that I don't have faith in the boy, but yes. And she runs out to go check on Dorian.
Yeah, he has a tendency to get lost when left by himself for too long.
Oh dear, I did pass an open window. Why don't I just check that really quickly?
Obviously joking, but also Dorian has like wanderlust and will get sidetracked very easily. So
Gosh. And yeah, we flash back to Toonkind Speedrun Edition.
yep. The smaller scale of only Toontown and not the entire continent of Inkwell.
Mm-hmm. Um, Although honestly, like if she was wandering around Space Australia, like she's like mini episode flashback of she like getting a letter going what, and then doing the same thing across the continent to get to the boat.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, it's a running gag now. I didn't even mean to make that pun.
Literally, the ghost of FF follows her. Anyways,
Oh, yeah. Um, so yeah, so Litch is still wandering around Toontown as probably like leaving some like chaos in her wake that she's sometimes fixing, sometimes not, depending on how much she's paying attention. And she's made it to like one of the main streets and is uh not like paying any attention to the fact that she's getting a whole bunch of cars to stop for her, and then this like cart runs into her and she hears a my cabbages, and yes, I am stealing this from the example this morning. She is reminded of the time that a little when she had Crystal was babysitting Crystal at her lab and she blew up the cabbages.
yes, I think that like for a little continuity, like I think that we open on like a very quiet, pleasant morning. The birds are singing outside, and Litch is doing some final effects too. She's got another one of those stained glass fish, the flying fish that she still has. And she sort of polishes one. Looks at it very proudly. And then we hear a boom. And the entire room like judders, and she has to like scramble to catch the fish. And she just goes, "Crystal, darling, what was that?"
Uh, um, you can tell she's trying to
Oh
think of
boy.
a lie, but it's not very good at coming up with things. She's not, she doesn't lie quite as well as Anna used to. And Litch has had practice with this, so she can tell that that she did something she probably wasn't supposed to, and it's not sure how to explain it.
Crystal, you hear impending odd footsteps.
It was an accident.
Is it, by the way, is this coming from outside the lab or like from like the depths of like the detritus maze?
Not sure. I might roll a d2, see which one. One for outside, two for in the lab. Alright, it's coming from in the lab.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think that she's vaulting over like the writing desk that's just in the middle of the room. She's like scrambling onto some wires. She's like squeaking in between a couple of book piles. And she pops out into this little clearing that has sort of become Crystal's sort of hideaway. What does she see?
Cabbage leaves everywhere. Chris looking up at her, with the has obviously just like found and put her glasses back on. Her hair is a bit just disheveled, but she looks like she's okay. Looks like she ducked down behind something in time, and then sorry, I know I was trying to help. I was trying to make more, and I guess I did, but I wasn't expecting it to expand that quickly.
Well, well, are you going to write it down or not? It's not proper experimentation if you don't write it down. Where's your pen and paper?
Yes. I put it in my hammer space.
And I get to roll a d10. This is the time you fumble. This one.
Oh no!
I mean, it makes sense how her hammer space isn't as organized as it is when she's like older, which means I get to pull out her hammer space from when she's an adult, and I don't know if half of these things make sense, but here we go.
If it's something that doesn't make sense, just replace it with a stuffed animal version.
I mean, her hammer space is filled with books.
It's a book plushie.
Alright, hold on, give me a sec, because I've actually got to pull up a hammer space, because of course it happens the time that you don't have the hammer spaces up.
You have enough tabs.
It's being a little bit slow, but we're getting there. Where is my Toonkind folder?
Monday's Hammer Space list if you want. I feel like they'd have similar toys.
Who? What?
Monday is my Wednesday Adams XP.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, well, I mean, this one works anyway. I've just pulled it up. I rolled a 17, which apparently, book fairy tales. She pulls out a book of fairy tales. And goes, ah, that's not right. And back in the hammer space it goes. And I get to roll again. Alright, yep, this time she pulls out the pen and paper. And it was like, aha! and begins writing it down. Like
Adding the enlarge reduce spell with the multiplication did not work as expected. Rapid expansion followed by structural collapse
and
in a explosive manner.
and continues to write down as a very serious look on her face as she's like jotting down the conditions of the workspace, the condition of the test subject, what she added, the so so Litch is getting play of what happened because she's saying this all out loud as she's writing it down.
Yeah. Like it's there's two wolves inside Litch. One is just like, oh, what a smart baby, she loves the girl so much. The other's like, you nearly blew yourself up.
Yep.
But you don't panic in front of babies. So I think that once Crystal has written down probably everything except the weather conditions, she will
she's
scoop
like
her up.
she's starting to lift her finger to like breeze is and I think then Litch stops her.
And you are being lifted by the armpits like a little ferret, and lifted up to Litch Light, and she goes, so, what did we learn today?
Don't use enlarge, reduce, and multiply together on cabbages.
This is true, but can we think a little bit more, generally?
Don't experiment on food.
Well, no, you can experiment on food like. I once made a purple snapper that was a very big hit among the collegiate cat community. But safety is paramount, my dear. I am not losing you over cabbage. Lettuce, maybe. But, and she like boops Crystal on the snoot. Here.
I think
You
Crystal is going to like she doesn't do this often, but she is like grinning a little bit as like so
More important than cabbage, less important than lettuce. Got it.
she pretends to
that's
write
the
it
ticket.
down.
You are very smart, girl. You are going to take the world by storm one day. But you are learning, dear. And if you would come to me or come to your mother, we would have told you that one, you only mix spells under controlled conditions until you are absolutely certain what they're going to do to both it and you. Also, when you are doing experimentations with enlarge reduce, you never do it in a confined space. Like, look, this entire room is full of paper. What if you had gotten a proper combustion reaction?
I didn't think about that. Okay, I will be. So, uh, mixing magic isn't good. Need to do it with your mum's help. And don't use enlarge and reduce in enclosed space. And don't do things that could result in a combustion around paper or flammable objects. That right?
Oh, we've lost author. I did not notice that. I need to pay more attention. Sorry, folks, having technical difficulties. while we're waiting for Author to sort out whatever it is that caused them to disappear, how are you guys doing?
Hello.
Oh, you're back! You disappeared. I wanted to make sure you were alive.
Discord fucking crashed.
Oh no. I figured it was something like that. I wasn't sure if it was computer or power or Discord, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. What was the last thing that you heard?
Something. You need to be more careful. I heard the like, what if something had happened to you? And the combustion in the paper, and then I said as Crystal, I'm sorry, I didn't think about that.
Oh, I did not hear this. But yeah, I think that Litch will like kneel down and set her down in between her knees and go, "My dear, you are one of the smartest little girls I have ever seen, and I knew your mother as a little girl. But you are learning, dear. If you had come to me or to your mother, it would have been fine. We would have helped you do this. Because this is amazing. One day you are going to take the world by storm. There will be nothing that can stand in your way. But until then, let us help you."
Okay.
Good. Good girl. Now, we'll get the broom.
Yeah, probably need to clean up.
Yes, for our next lesson, does prestidigitation work on plant matter?
I have that spell. I learnt it. Last week, and I can.
Mm-hmm.
We can try, and I can down, cause Mum and you say good scientist is about whether you write things down.
That's just right. Now go, get the broom and we're going to do some science.
All right.
And she is skittering off back through like under the wires, and with a deafness that says that she's done this multiple times.
Yeah. And I think that like the camera lingers on Litch as like she watches Crystal go, and she looks down at her hand, which is shaking just a little bit.
Oh.
And she stands up. And she goes and she puts her game face back on, because you don't panic in front of babies.
Yeah, Litch is so good. I love her so much.
Mm. And we flash back. And I think that like I think at this point, like Litch isn't quite like she doesn't have it pinpointed, but she's got the general area. And she's just like, I think that at this point she'd probably cast detect magic and she'd look for like traces of like familiar magic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and I think we flash back to another time. When she did something similar, while she and her little family, Anna and Dorian and probably a slightly older Crystal, were off recovering artifacts.
Yep. So yep. So like Anna and Dorian are very excited, and I think Crystal is probably like on Lich's shoulders, and she looks a little bit like put out because she's not a big fan of adventuring as her parents are, but here they are anyway.
Yeah, I think slowly over the years, as like Crystal has lost like her little baby patience, um, Litch has stopped like forging the path and like leading the path, and started just being like, look, dear, look, these glyphs mean this, and did you know if you combine these with this other spell, you will actually get an incredible thing, and like just little things like relating what they're doing to Crystal's interests.
Yeah.
Um, like this is her prime babysitter mode. And
Yeah.
that allows Anna and Dorian to go ahead and do what they got to do.
Yeah, yeah. Leave Litch with the child in the less booby trapped area of the of the place they're searching for artifacts for as they go ahead with the bye honey, have fun, and we're gonna go trigger some traps. Stay safe.
You stay safe. Don't tell us what to do.
Likewise. And just come
um,
on, Dory. And it just takes Dorian's hand as they just run it off into further into the places. Like, I'm pretty sure the runes on the side says that there's treasure below us or something like that.
and I think that like it pauses in playing with Crystal and just goes, they better actually check for traps. Anyways, let's see what we have here. And she will sort of hoist Crystal into her lap and pick up some pieces of a crumbled mural and just be like, so, do you think this one goes here or do you think that one goes there?
Should I roll something for this, like a intelligence or investigation?
Yeah, or even like some sort of role to be like, how well is Crystal's little baby mind, taking this as like attention, holding her attention.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll an investigation then. That's probably going to work out the best. Oh my god, you have such a high history for someone who is only level 1.
Oh no. Oh, she's a baby.
She is a baby, and I love her so to pieces. This sheet is really funny. Oh my god. Are you kidding?
Oh?
Okay. All right. Wait, give me a second and you can see this child.
I will. Oh my gosh, this baby. She's so baby.
Oh my god, that's for the listening audience. I rolled a nat 20 on that investigation check, and she has a +6. So that was a 26 investigation. So I think Litch just gets aboard. That one goes there, that one goes there, that one goes there.
Well, I do believe you're right. Oh. Hold on. And I think that like Litch actually takes a moment to read the glyphs that Crystal has just put together. Iridiana, darling, why don't you just hold on? There's something you need to see here. Just don't go too far. Oh, they're too far. Do you want to stay here, or do you want to come with me into the big spooky cave? Your mother really shouldn't get too far. This is what says what. Basically, well, she needs to see it.
And Crystal's like,
Can come with. Someone's got to keep him out of trouble.
Well, it's certainly not going to be me. Come on. And I think Litch is not panicking because that's not going to help the situation, but she is running full tilt after Dorian and Iridiana just like, stop right there. It's just don't touch what I think you're about to touch.
do you want to roll something for that, like a performance or persuasion or something? And I can roll a perception for them to see if they can hear her in time.
Sure. It'll be the same modifier. I'm going to go with performance to see how loudly this very loud character can yell.
Nice. Very good. Oh, well, that's not a good
21.
start. So, give me a moment. Oh my god. I think that 21's gonna be enough anyway, but you're gonna love this when you see it.
Oh no. Jesus.
Neither of them are paying you any attention until they I think because that's a I think that the 21's gonna be good enough for two nines to be able to hear in time. So I think there's just huh? What? Just as the hand is coming down on the thing. It's just
Stop right there. Stop. Turns out whoever put this place together put the warnings on the bottom half of the mural, the part that's more likely to crumble. And your darling, sweet, amazing little baby holds up Crystal like a ferret.
Crystal has
Was
the
able to piece them back together.
Crystal has the most unimpressed look on her face. She's being held up.
Yeah, she just she gives a clanky kiss with a loud on the back of her head. So yes, don't touch what you were about to touch.
All right. Yeah, she's so smart. She's gonna be a great adventurer one day. It's just the deeper frown from Crystal.
She'll be wonderful, whatever she chooses to do. Perhaps she'll take after her aunt. She'll go into the higher education track. And she gives Crystal another big uh, with a little bit of a clank before it.
You get a little bit of a giggle and then the hand in the faces. Stop! I'm trying to be angry.
Oh, well, I wouldn't dream of interfering with this very serious endeavor. And Litch is going to hoist Crystal on her hip and just head back. Pleased to have diverted the catastrophe.
Yeah, there's a callback of thank you, honey. We'll be more careful this time.
You better.
Um, yeah, did we want to close that scene there, or?
I mean, it depends on whether it happens now or it happens later.
No, I meant that memory.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
Unless you had something more to add to it.
I mean, I was setting up a thing, but
Yeah, okay. If we can keep going with the scene.
I mean, I guess this is entirely your lore, so I do jazz hands. It's your job, or the not. Well, I guess it is your job, but more importantly, it's your decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. A lot of this stuff is I've got very a good idea of the overarching how this stuff played out, but not any of the specifics. So, I'm pretty flexible on that matter.
Mm-hmm. It could I make a very gentle suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we sort of have this wide shot of Litch walking back, kind of bouncing Crystal on her hip, and going back to the area where they were sort of playing before, and settling them down, getting out a little bit of water and passing it to Crystal, and then behind them they hear a flash, and they look back, and Litch scoops Crystal up and runs back.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That would probably work out pretty well. All things considered. Yeah, no, like, because I definitely have pieces of information about that that I have a lot more nailed down. But that works pretty well for me. So yeah, just actually, I will say before that happens, the that maybe like Litch and Crystal are having a little bit of a conversation, like Crystal's complaining, need to be more careful. They always do this. They always rush in.
Well, I'm afraid it's a little bit of a family trait, my dear. You do it too. I promise you do, and I do it too.
I do not. I just. I know
Oh dear.
Mum's. I, it's not just them. I know Mum's not. It, she's got to be more responsible for the new my new sibling.
Oh my goodness, your mother hadn't told me.
Mm,
Oh my goodness.
haven't known for very
Well,
long. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to spoil the surprise. But
oh
she
dear,
needs to
you
be
could
more
never spoil
responsible.
anything. Hmm. Well, this has been bothering you. This has been bothering you dearly. And I know the last thing that your mother would ever want to do is to cause you pain. So, I'll tell you what, over supper together, I will help you bring this up. And we will discuss it calmly. And we will make sure she realizes just how precious she is to us. And I am sure she will listen.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah. That. I'll listen to you.
They'll listen to you, dear. You are very smart, and they know that. And you and your mother are very much alike.
Okay.
And I think they're like shaking on it, and then we get the flash of light and the probably like Dorian calling out like Anna, and oh, well, okay, something's gone wrong.
Hmm. And I think Litch goes, well, fuck, don't repeat that word. You stay here, I'll get them. Um, and Litch barrels back into the thing. Her staff at the ready. And I think Crystal's only alone for a very short while. Uh, before they return.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Iridiana is just like she has collapsed, but she's still awake. Is like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I didn't touch anything. I'm okay. But very out of it, and yeah.
Mm, yeah, and I think that like Litch is more seriously checking her over than she has since Iridiana was a very little girl. That's like you don't have any clue what that could have been. My goodness, my dear. It's like a full on aunt fussing.
Hmm.
Like it's. I think Dorian and Crystal have like a little fleeting like, thank God it's not me this time.
Yeah, yeah. I think like that look between them as Dorian picks up Crystal, and lets Litch probably carry Anna out to get a proper checkup, like, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you mysterious light in old ruins, and you collapsed. You need to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Man. And I think that like we end the scene we end the scene with Crystal being picked up again and held against her aunt's warforged chest. And I think it doesn't occur to her today, but in the years afterwards that she remembers that day, she will remember with a start that Litch never said the words, "It's going to be okay."
Oh, yeah.
When she comforted her, it was, "We're going to get her to see a doctor. Your mother's very strong. Don't worry. We're all taking care of her."
Yeah.
But Litch has always been very careful not to lie to her girls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably something that when she thinks back on it, Crystal will remember that that her aunt Litch never said it was going to be okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um Emotions. I'm fine. I'm good. um
I'm same,
uh,
same.
so
We have been going for over an hour. Do we want to take a very quick 5-minute break?
yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. 5 minute break. Get some water, get a stretch, and
Yeah,
then come
get some
back.
fucking tissues.
Tissues too, yes. Oh, this is gonna get sad. Um
Yeah, this is for our listening, our live audience. If anyone doesn't have the spoons for something high angst, just you know, we give you hugs. Take care of yourselves.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, if you guys need to go grab tissues, go do that. We'll see you in 5 minutes, so prepare yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, see you soon.
See you. Hello, I am back.
Hey, I'm back too.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good stretch. Nommed on some biscuits. Feeling pretty good to continue.
Mm-hmm. Full disclosure, I went into my kitchen for some water, and then spent like 5 minutes just pacing back and forth, just like energy.
Yeah.
I don't play Litch enough. Like she's got a very visceral reaction on it or effect on me.
Yeah, there are some characters that are just like that, huh?
Mm. How are you doing so far? Can I ask?
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I got a little bit emotional after that last scene, but I read through the comments and that made me feel better about things, and I'm like, yep, all right, I got this. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for the sad that's gonna happen. Um,
You
yeah.
do got this. It. I give you a hug. It. I have faith in you for however much that's worth. But I want to do what will make it easier and what will uh I'm doing just hand gestures. I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Like, this stuff makes me emotional, but like a good emotional, if that makes sense.
Cathartic.
Yeah. It's like I do tend to like be a little bit shy about doing this stuff because I'm just like, I know this is real and this gets very real for some people. So that's why we have the warnings and stuff, but I'm
Mm.
doing pretty good. Like, it's sad, but it's a good hurt.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of cathartic.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's like it. I'm doing more hand gestures. Um, I think like in a weird way, I kind of needed this. Like
Ah,
it's been a very stressy end of the summer and very stressy start of the semester.
yeah.
And like something about like it's a good emotional release. It's a good here are the
Yes,
beautiful things,
yes.
here are the ugly things. They're one and the same, and it's a beautiful world, and we're gonna keep living in it.
Yeah. The whole the price of love is loss, but we go on uh and we love anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It. Oh god damn it! Now carrying up. Look what you've done. Um,
I'm
but no, I
sorry.
am. No. Tears aside, I'm having a fantastic time. And I give you a gentle hug. We're doing a good job. We're killing it.
Mhm.
As long as we're doing good, we're getting a good grade in D&D.
Yes. Pretty much, yeah. Huh. So, with that in mind, are we ready to continue?
Yes.
All right.
Um, I forget whose turn it is.
I think it was my turn because you did detect magic, and that led into the last one. So
That's right.
now I've got to think about how to continue this. Um, I will say that the detect magic probably does pick up traces of. You know what? Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work well. Is you can pick up uh, like, so maybe walking around a little bit, not finding anything to begin with, and then you like come across um a park that has traces of both like Crystal and Cassie's magic, and um, Litch finds this familiar because the magic that like that pings as Cassie was here also has traces that are familiar to Litch of her girl who and the magic that she knew for far longer than her two daughters in there as well, and the that gives Lich the beginnings of a trail to follow, but also brings back memories of being in. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. I don't think a hospital. I think it's just. I think it's their house. They've or maybe it's the caravan actually after and Lich has come to visit and couldn't quite get there for the the birth this time, but has turned up not too long afterwards. And I think yeah, when Lich arrives and Dorian is going to take Crystal out to the park so that again, like after a hi Lich, it's wonderful to see you. And I'm sure you want to meet the new member of the family. But there's like the
Well,
sadness
you
there.
stop right there. I
like,
need hugs first.
yep, the like, oh, what did I do wrong? And then, yes, and the big hug. And Crystal is just clutching Lich. She hasn't said anything, but she's just clutching her and big hug.
Oh, darling. Oh, darling. Mwah. You and I will talk soon, okay? I won't be too long.
Okay. And
Mwah.
stop.
All right. Who's a big girl too old for kisses from their dear old aunt?
Nate, not too old, just.
Mwah.
It's just a bit of a giggle at the. Okay. I'll talk to you later. And yeah, the two of them are gonna go and yeah, leave you um with Anna and the new baby. Um
Think, um, I think before she steps through the door, like, Lit has sort of this odd sort of self-calming thing that she does, where she sort of like wriggles her shoulders, almost as if she's like folding her arms at her sides in a particular way. It's a very almost avian sort of gesture.
Funny
And
that.
yeah, it's weird. And she steps through the doorway.
Alright. I probably do need to roll this first. Let's see how well it goes. You're welcome to roll a contesting insight.
You don't mind if I do?
You kidding me? Okay, well, yep.
Do I get
You may have advantage. You may definitely get advantage on that. Because you know
Jesus,
her.
alright.
Meets it, beats it.
Beats it.
I mean, Anna is up and about, and she has the little baby Cassie like slung in the like that like blanket pouch thing on her front, tied there as she's like puttering around, doing stuff, and she sees Litch and just like brightens and auntie, and like she just seems really happy and like nothing's wrong, but you know your girl, and you know that she is trying to look uh like nothing's wrong for you.
Iridiana, darling, let me see the two of you. Oh my goodness, who is this?
This
Oh,
this auntie, this is Cassie. Cassie, this is your aunt.
Cassie. Oh, she's even smaller than Crystal was. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes.
look at her eyes.
Yeah, she taking after, well, both of us in that aspect, I guess. And yeah,
Mm.
she's looking up at you with the like big one yellow, one blue eye, and most of her face is eyes, because of course it is for this sort of like style of tune. And then there's just this grin, like as she's like wriggling a little bit to, oh, this is a new person.
Mm. I think that I think Litch like bends down and sort of nuzzles this. Oh, she has a new niece. Oh, and then she stands back up again, and she just very softly puts a hand on either side of Iridiana's face and just tilts her chin up. And you, my darling, talk to
I
me.
I I'm doing fine. Um I've
Of course
been
you are.
I've been well, was not the easiest of deliveries, but it was fine, and she's good and healthy,
Good.
and and like her wings sort of droop a little, and she looks a bit sad, but she's still trying to smile. And you might want to sit for and rest.
She sits on the same sofa that she interrogated Dorian on.
Yeah, yeah, and Anna sits across from her. I think she's let Litch like last time, sort of like unslung the thing, and let the baby Cassie like in Litch's hands, and not quite swaddled up as much as Crystal was, because Cassie moves a lot more than Crystal did. And like
Mm,
Cassie's just going for like the hand and the chin and anything she can get her little mitts on, to examine and
mm.
put in her mouth, and
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
I think Lich will like just cast prestidigitation on like her fingers so that they're sanitary, and let her just sort of like go to town on those.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, look, is it possible one will pop off and be a fun toy? Maybe. She just has to be careful.
Yep, yep. Just make sure they don't end up as a choking hazard.
You know.
And like Anna looks really fondly at the two of them interacting. Um, but would Lich like to roll a? I'll roll off of that insight a little bit, I think, but like I'm guessing a history. I'm thinking a history might be a good one.
Sure. All right. That is a man. It's so weird to play a character with good intelligence. TSE is not on this plane of existence. 22.
Oh, wow. Yep. So rolling off that insight, you will notice that baby Cassie has the like she's not that old yet, like still very young, but she does have the very beginnings of wings that are poking out the back of her back that look very similar to the pair that or the four that your niece has. But the curious thing about that, which is what the history roll was for, is that Anna wasn't born with her wings. She was gifted them after in her final year of school. She made like a uh she crafted a new spell and as a result was earned a set of wings.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps we'll have another collegiate in the family. Look at her. And she sort of like, she runs a finger over the very edge of Cassie's wing. It's like, I'm sure she'll be off the ground in no time. Look at her.
Yes, I'm gonna have to give her flying lessons at some point once they grow in. But that's kind of uh part of the thing I had to tell you, which is you remember the incident that happened months ago?
The one that Crystal's barely forgiven you for?
Yeah, that one. We
Yeah.
thought we thought we got off okay. Like there wasn't, other than the drop in my magic at the time, there wasn't really any complications from it.
She reaches over and she takes Iridiana's hand.
Well, that's not necessarily true anymore. Think that we think we know where the magic went, and she's sitting on your lap.
There's more to it than that, isn't there?
Yes, there is. It's still happening as she's growing. It is taking more of my magic.
How long?
We don't know. The doctors have never seen anything like it, but we've been told it could present very similar to sorry, I'm blanking on the word. Give me one moment. I need to find it again. Um
Pet you.
um God, why can't I remember the name of the condition? I know this. I've researched it. I have it in like my notes. So
Pet you, take your time.
come on, coming up. Inspiration drought. It's presenting like inspiration drought.
Well. Well. Well, we'll just have to figure it out, won't we?
Yeah, yeah. On the bright side, that means hopefully should have, like, years. Don't know how many, but it could be a while. I could get the chance to watch them both grow up, but nothing's certain.
Well, I've always said that I'd go to the ends of the earth for you, and I meant it. And she, being very careful of Cassie in her arm, she draws Iridiana close. She goes, I will look, and I will find the answer to this, my dear. I promise I won't rest. Not that I do anyways, I'm a robot, but...
Thank you, Auntie. I will admit I'm still processing it myself.
My brave, dear. You and I have known each other almost our entire, well, for me, presumably my entire life. And for you, pretty damn near the same.
Yeah, I barely remember the time before we met. You've been a part of it for so long, and I'm so glad.
I will send letters every day. Every hour, if it needs be. You will get so sick of hearing from me, I promise. And I will bring back the thing. I will find your cure. You just focus on taking care of yourself, taking care of your girls. It will be hard on this one. And she holds Cassie very softly.
And the baby, like, she just, like, completely oblivious to the sad atmosphere around it, just gives her a big grin, and again, like, the hand sort of, like, going up to, like, pap at the bottom of Litch's face.
Oh, well, you can see already the spitting image of you.
Yes, she's wonderful. More of a kicker than Crystal was.
I'm sure. Seriously glad that if I want to make another mini-me, I have to find the spare parts. But you and I have never been stymied before. Everything has come and it's gone, and we have withstood it. Anna, you are going to be fine. One way or another.
What if I'm not, though?
Then I'll take care of it.
Yeah. You'll take care of them like you did me.
Yes.
Then that's the best I could ever ask for. I know I love Dory. I do. But I'm worried what will happen if he has to look after them by himself. And I know I there's still time, and we don't know for sure, and maybe we can find a cure, but I can't stop thinking about the what if. What am I going to be leaving behind if the worst happens?
Shit, okay. You have spent your life building a legacy that will last. You have made two beautiful, incredible girls. I can already tell for this one.
Yeah. They're both
And
gonna do great things. I just know it.
they will. And I promise, I pinky promise even, that your family will withstand this.
You really want to make that promise, knowing that um, you're making it with a fae? Isn't that supposed to be dangerous?
Oh, pish posh, I'm made of metal. What's going to happen? Oh, am I going to lose a pinky finger? Oh dear. I guess I'll just have to find another one.
I love you, Auntie.
I love you too, my girl. And I am so proud of you. Now, why don't we figure out where you're going to send me? I think the first thing to do will be to go back to those damn ruins. And I think that, like, they spend the night staying up with Cassie and planning. And once Iridiana goes to bed, Litch goes and sits on the roof of the caravan. And once everyone else is asleep and tucked away soundly, she buries her head in her hands.
Oh. My heart! Oh. I swear I'm not crying.
Oh, hun, you need a sec?
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's the good kind of like my emotions. I'm fine. Um, no, but that was it was sad, but it was really good.
Can I have a transition in mind to bring us back to the present.
Go for it.
I think, like, Litch has been sort of directing this spell towards the ground for a while. Like, sort of almost, Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass tracking it across the field.
I'm just
And
imagining like laser beams from her eyes, like the scan on the ground and the footprints appearing that she's just following.
and I think, like, they at one point they pass over some leaves and she's about to, just step through them and go on her way when suddenly a breeze picks up and the leaves swirl around her in this vortex, and for a second she is surrounded by Iridiana's magic, and the leaves glisten and glitter in multicolored shades, and she has to catch her breath because that's Iridiana. And
That's so
she
cool.
feels this new peace and this new strength as she steps out of the leaves, and they follow her for just a moment before she forges ahead.
Oh, yes.
And God damn it, is it your turn or mine?
I think it's your turn.
Okay. It's I think that she picks out the right building. She's sure of it. And she bursts through the doors and she starts to climb the steps. And along a few years ago, not quite as long ago as some of the others, she bursts through the doors and she climbs some steps. And there's this long shot of her just climbing and climbing and trying to get there in time. even though it might be too late, because not every place has post as good as Zinquil's. And she gets to the right floor, she finds the right door, and what does she find?
Um. God, I'm just thinking uh, um, like I'm imagining that this is would this be uh where the family has been living since Cassie's been born,
Um,
or would it be a hospital or
I mean, what do you think would have been Iridiana's preference?
mm, um I think I think I think her preference would have been to be at home, but I think that she would have been at the hospital just because like they would have been like, no, we need to look after you. What if something happens, sort of thing. So
Mm.
yeah, so at the
So,
hospital.
I think, and stop me if you have a better idea. But I think that she bursts through the doors and she finds herself in an unused hospital bunk. And the bed has been freshly made and all the machines have been tucked away. There's no chart at the end of it. She kind of hisses to herself, annoyed. She goes to check the room number to find the right room, but this is the right room.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, like, she stops and she goes to turn on her heel, and she just doubles over for a second, like she's been hit, and she just takes a moment, and she slowly finds her way back to her feet. And I think she jumps out the window. I think that she lands in like a heap of metal with a horrible noise. Um, and she goes to find Cassie and Crystal.
Yeah, yeah. I think so sorry to lighten the mood, but that just oh my god, a horse jumped out the hospital window. um
Imagine being in the room below.
yeah.
Just
Oh my god. Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. I mean, this is Toontown, so sometimes things like this happen, but I mean, still yeah, I mean so like Litch, she goes to their home because of course that's where they're going to be, and when she knocks on the door, and the one who answers it is Dorian, and he's got like the like red eyes, but he still smiles when he sees her, and she doesn't like. I feel like it's been a running gag that he he greets her, but then she's always like hug, and he's just like right, but this time she doesn't have to remind him. He just gives her a hug, and
Mm,
he's just I'm sorry.
no. No, dear, you made her so happy. You made that girl so happy.
I wish wish it didn't have to be this way.
Where are the girls?
They're inside. Crystal's been looking after Cassie. Needed. Probably needed to go get some supplies. I've been not thinking about it much.
I'll go. I'll go and I'll bring the girls with me. They'll need to come out.
Yeah.
But first of all, you need a shower. Second of all, you need water. Third of all, you need sleep. Look at the sight of you. And like she just sort of bustles him back into the house and like bullies him into sitting on the couch with a cup of tea and a blanket over him. And like just yeah. And
Yeah.
I think she wiggles her shoulders and she heads upstairs.
Yeah, and she will get to it's probably not too hard to tell because there are names on the doors, so she will see like crystals written out in like elegant font, and Cassie's is in bright colorful letters, and if Litch listens, she will hear uh, like soft voices coming from Cassie's room. Yeah.
I think she stands to listen for just one moment before she knocks on the door.
Um. What Litch will hear is like basically along the lines of and then the dashing prince ran down the stairs in search of his um, uh, beloved squire who had always been at his side, hoping that he could reach him in time. And obviously she's reading Crystal's reading Cassie a fairy tale at the moment.
I think she'll knock on the door. Girls?
And so question, has Cassie met Litch in person since she was a child? Sorry, since she was a baby?
Definitely.
Okay, then that, because basically I was trying to decide who opened the door, and so you hear Auntie Litch from the other side of the door, and then the pitter patter, and the door's thrown open, and you are getting a little bundle of Cassie just thrown at you, and Crystal is coming at a slower pace behind, just um wait for Cassie to stop babbling to you a little bit, and clinging, probably like like a limpet, like onto her front, like arms and legs splayed out so that she can like cling. um
Yeah.
it's just give her a hug, like a gentle hug, and hi auntie, it's good to see you.
Oh my goodness, it must be Cassie! And Crystal, darling, let me see you. You're so tall. My goodness, you must stop. What are they what are they feeding you? You grow like a weed. And she shuffles the two of them back in.
Yeah.
Talk to me, my dears.
I think Cassie's going on a little bit of a tangent, like, really? Have I gotten taller since I've seen you? I hope one day I'm gonna be taller than Crystal, and taller than you, and just like going off, even though she is much definitely tiny was at her age, so
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, and I think that like Litch is paying attention to her. Litch always pays attention. Both
Mm.
the girls know that whatever they have to say, it gets undivided attention. But just this once, I think that Cassie gets bundled under her arm, and given just more understated versions of the clank. And she's going to look at Crystal.
I'm been better. You probably know it. It couldn't. In the end, it wasn't enough. I couldn't solve it in time.
She holds out her arm.
And Crystal will take it and will let herself be enveloped in her aunt's arms. Like, she hasn't done this since she was very little. She's been a bit too proud over the last few years.
And I think that she'll lean down and she'll murmur in Crystal's ear, "It was never your job, dear. It was never your job."
I know. I just wanted to help.
I know. Oh, dear. I'm so proud of you. I will always be so proud of you. And I will always be so sorry.
Neither of us. In the end, neither of us were able to change it.
We were. We made her happy in the end. I never saw her happier than when she was with you two.
Yeah. It's not fair.
It never is.
And she's gonna take a deep breath because like Cassie has fallen silent under your arm, Litch, and is looking at the two of you with big eyes that far too understanding for someone her age. She doesn't get it all, but she knows grief when she sees it. And so Crystal pulls herself together and puts on a brave face and is gonna smile for her sister and for her aunt, and it's good to see you. I'm sorry you couldn't get here a little earlier.
Me too, dear. But there remains, as always, one request, and that's to move forward. Not today, not anytime soon. But we have no choice. Now, why don't you hand me that book? I'll show you how it's done. And she finds the um she finds the line that Crystal was on, and she plops Cassie into her bed with a giggle. And I think that she plops Crystal down next to her and like tucks her in before she can like wriggle out. And she'll like slightly sit on them and start like leaning over them so that Crystal can't escape. And she'll go, and then the dashing prince. Um,
You're getting
and
you're getting a little bit of like a protest from Crystal, like half-hearted, like not really really meaning it, and just some more giggles from Cassie at
Mm.
because you're sitting on her sister and her, and it's great.
Oh no, gravity's increasing upon me. And I think that a very long while, not forever, but as long as she can afford to stay, Litch will just be there, buying groceries, making sure that it's not all on Crystal. Dorian is not falling into too many pieces.
Yeah, yeah. I will say, just a little bit of a like back on the story thing. I think Crystal falls asleep faster than Cassie does, because yeah, no, both her and Dorian have been running themselves a little bit to the point of exhaustion. So it's just Cassie and Litch awake at one point, and Cassie looks at her aunt and is um, and just reaches out a hand and just goes, "I'm trying to help them be happy again. Don't worry."
Oh dear. She gives Cassie a kiss on top of her head. You are far too young for this burden. I am so proud of you.
She's just gonna smile up at Litch, like, oh, the praise feels good. Just big smile and gonna settle in a little bit more to this is the keep reading. I wanna find out what happens next.
Of course, of course. But I want to promise, dear, find time for your tears too.
Well, I'll try.
Good. I love you.
Love you too.
And I think she goes back to reading with an arm a little tighter around Cassie.
Yeah, and Cassie's going. She's fighting to stay awake. She wants to get to the end of the book and find out what happens, but eventually she drops off as well, and then the two of them, the two sisters, are left sleeping in the bed. And yeah, then Litch can like tiptoe out as much as Litch can tiptoe, and continue to stick around to help out for a little while.
I think she goes and checks on Dorian, and if he's okay, then if you'll permit me, I think that she goes and sits out on whatever they have for a back porch, or even just an open window, and
Yeah,
she
they have a
digs
back
through.
porch.
Nice. And she sits there for a while just thinking, and she digs through her bag and she pulls out a stained glass fish.
Oh.
And she rubs its back and it wriggles to life and it circles around her head. And then she releases it and it flies off into the sky.
Wonderful. That's so soft.
Mm.
It's really good.
I give you a hug. But
I'm alright. I'm good, but thank you for the hug.
I am not alright.
Well, I give you a hug back.
Thank you. And I think if you're ready, then, like, we sort of drift off into the night sky, and it gradually becomes brighter and brighter until it's daytime. And it's the sky above Crystal's apartment building as the entire building shakes with like step, 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 crash, step, 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 clunk, step, 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 as she mounts the stairs.
I will say it's probably actually the Ford Trebleclef apartment because that's where they've all been staying at the moment. Crystal's not been staying there like as permanently as the others have been, but she's been in and out a lot. But that's definitely where Cassie and Dorian have been staying since everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm. And I think that finally, after I don't know, let's say about 2 hours and 25 minutes and 30 seconds of just causing as much collateral damage in Toontown as possible. I think Litch finally flings open the door and goes, "Crystal, Cassie, darlings, I've arrived."
Wonderful. Just that like gif of the door being kicked open is like, "Sup, bitches, I'm here."
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. That seems like an excellent place to leave it for part 2.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Okay.
Oof, Malone. This was a lot.
Oh, this was a lot, but it was also so good, and I'm so glad that you did this with me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, perfectly formed in every way.
Yes, it was so good. It turned out so good.
Uh, all right, well, I think I need to go curl up somewhere dark and warm. Possibly with some sugar and some tea.
Yes.
Thank you, listening audience, so very much.
Yes, you're all
Thank you.
beloved.
Thank you, Candle, for letting me accompany you on this journey. This was so much fun.
It was so good. Thank you for playing with me. I had an absolute blast.
Same. Ignore the tears. Same.
Yep. Yep. But don't worry, we're both sobbing in the club, but it's fine. It's fine.
Listen. This is what D&D is.
It's as my partner puts it so aptly, it's just group therapy.
It's just group therapy with vampires sometimes.
Yep. Yep. Vampires and dragons and magic, oh my.
Regardless, I'm going to stop recording.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.